The industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, fuck it. We weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway.
Today's name of the podcast, Fuck You, Jeffrey.
Fuck you, Jeffrey. I am going to use that as the title, so let's go.
Sure.
Just to throw everybody.
Cool ears.
We don't know why.
Oh, we know why. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
Had a shot of Colgate.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, this guy's over here drinking Scope.
This one I'd rather have had Malort.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense now with your quote. It's been so long since I had it. I didn't realize how minty it was.
It's very minty.
Now I fucking get it.
Yeah, like I think I need a goodie bag of paste, some floss, and a new special.
Yeah. You feel like you were playing with blocks in the lobby.
I mean,
like just that little swirly thing.
Yeah, blocks, man.
Yeah, I miss that. Well, blocks because they would never buy Legos.
No,
come on.
Oh no, Legos are too.
Yeah, they'd always buy the big
brand
blocks.
them, and you have to pay.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to.
Legos are expensive as fuck.
Kids, brought to you by
hard
Legos.
now. It used to be
like a
like
100-piece set is like $30 now.
That's
like,
wild.
What?
Wow.
But then you are also able to make a 3D version of the Mona Lisa now with Lego pieces and sets that they have.
Those 100-piece ones, they contain like a piece of antimatter that can warp all the Legos.
Seriously, man.
At this point.
They're about to make one that has like a little piece of vibranium that you can just sit and it floats or some shit like that.
It just go.
I mean, like, come on now. Lego cars. Coming up.
Like they actually have like F1 Ford cars.
Oh my god.
I thought Bionicles
I don't know
were
why
cool
I
as
left
shit.
the door open.
Oh my god, my little brother.
I can just see the door open. I don't care.
All right, sorry. My little brother. Sorry, he got into stop motion film with all his binos. He has like 200. So he would do. I want him to. I wish he would still do it. They were really fucking good.
Well, you can't find Bionicles anymore.
I mean, at least making the stop motion stuff.
They'll
though.
be expensive.
Yeah, eBay will be selling it on.
Of course.
That's fucking wild.
Of course.
Where's my green
Man, that shit is so dope.
Speaking of dope, welcome to another episode of the podcast that shows you behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurants, and we like to call that the industry perspective. Yeah. Just say, what's up, motherfuckers?
Oh, what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah, what's up, motherfuckers, for me?
Introduce myself?
You might as well.
What's up, motherfuckers, for me?
All right, what's up, motherfuckers? My name is Ryan Tracy. I'm with Barr Hill Gin. I run the market for Los Angeles as the
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'll take tasting your
Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. 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 Land the plane.
Wait, man, I'm missing a propeller.
You know what? You know what? I have to apologize. Your mic was off.
No.
We don't have to start
Surprise,
over.
motherfucker.
We've done this before on accident. So
you fucked up before?
Oh yeah. Every shift, bro.
That's what
Every
I do,
shift.
baby.
Every shift. At least I caught it 5 minutes in and fixed it. The thing is I could still hear you. So one of these microphones was still picking you up, and so I forgot.
Because I'm loud as shit. That's why. Yeah. Fix it in post. You just up the levels on that. We all good to go, bro.
That's great.
Exactly. That was what was throwing me off. I was like, man, he's still showing up.
It's quietly loud.
Fuck.
Why is this
once
mic
he-
off, but
once
he's
he-
still there?
Yeah. But once he was talking about himself, I'm like, that don't sound right. But yeah, man.
Welcome.
Welcome. Some things don't change.
Never will. If you shenan once, you're gonna shenan again, baby.
Oh,
And that's what happens in here, okay?
I will always shenanigan.
Shenanigans will be had
They
in this
will be
bitch.
had. They will be had.
As they should
Absolutely.
be. Life ain't fun without shenanigans.
No.
I need them.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's too big and black to move right in front of your face. I'm
Fuck.
sorry.
Slapping me in the face with the
to the jokes
big
every single
dick
time.
mic.
It's fucking great.
I realized what I did when I saw the look in his eyes.
It's just like, yeah, you didn't have to grab it at the base and flip it. You could have readjusted it from here.
Just the tip, man.
You base slap it. It's like, hey, God. Hey, man.
We got to call Ron Jeremy for actions like that, man. Come on.
My fucking page just went up.
I don't think it should be "fuck you, Jeffrey" anymore.
No. That phrase is officially struck from this dialogue. All right, it's getting a little too real for me. Shit.
God damn. All right, so that's how we're starting.
With a bang, not literally.
Yeah, not with a bang, with a slap across the cheeks.
Man.
Okay, so we have been told to cut down on the rambling. That's what P told me. No, he's not here. So it's like Dad's not home. Mm-hmm. He had other things he had to do.
Dad's away. The suppliers will play.
Yeah, he had other things he had to do. He had to go to see a movie.
He had to go spend actual time with his relationship.
Date night.
Yeah, I know. How dare he take the time to actually work on his relationship the right way?
How dare he be a good man?
Wednesday evenings are for the boys.
Yeah, come on, man. But no, as we've always said, it's our dream, specifically mine, like my vision for always been that it doesn't matter who's on the show, myself included. I want this to be a thing where everyone feels like they have a voice included. And as we grow, we'll have to get more comfortable with your favorite member might not be on the show that week, but someone else's favorite member might be. And you might learn some shit. It's like going to a bar and your favorite bartender's not there.
Oh,
Do you not want to drink? You just leave?
I'll
you
be
don't
honest.
just leave. We need you to stay.
I get disappointed for a hot second, but depending on the establishment, I'm like, I know all you guys can make a good motherfucking drink. And I'm like, it's just a new opportunity to make another favorite bartender. Exactly. So I can work up to like making the crew my favorite crew. So like it becomes a favorite bar. And then I keep repping the shit out of them and letting people know, go here if you want something good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I personally, I don't necessarily care who's there, but that's because I don't really go to places repeatedly. I work right now Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm working on those busiest nights and I'm tired. So if I want to go out, I want to go out to someplace I haven't been.
Oh, interesting.
That makes sense, actually.
Because I usually go for like creature comfort. Like if I'm gonna go out and it's like my day off, because like especially with me, I go to like so many bars and restaurants all day long, and like some of them I actually plan my day. Like with you guys downtown, I usually plan because I love Gabriel, I love you. Shoo Shoo Baby's a beautiful bar. You guys make great drinks.
Absolutely.
Love the Mezcal Flight. It's like a great place to end my day. I know I'm gonna get in there. You guys are gonna treat me well. We're gonna have fun together.
Right.
But like when I'm off, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to my neighborhood bar where I feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Within walking distance, I can bring my dog.
Yeah,
like it just it's like the Cheers vibe. Everybody knows your name and walk in, they're like, Ryan.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
like, I go home being happy.
I like the Cheers vibe. That is a given too. I will say the local bar, the neighborhood bar, is a must. There's one down the street from me that doesn't play music at all. It's a huge nerd bar. It's fantastic. They have a library of board games and other. It is Guildhall. Exactly. For that reason, they play full-on gaming tournaments on TV.
Oh shit!
A lot of conversation. The last time I heard it, you know how some bars have shot girls. Hi, I'm here with fucking whoever, and here's
for you.
Here, please have our shit tequila.
Yeah.
And I do.
Yeah.
And I do every time.
You gotta pay homage.
A wait for us, the shift changes in there.
Cocaine and titties have something in common.
Man, they get you.
They do.
They fucking get you.
They will make you do some things that you're like, I should not have done that.
Fucking hell.
I shouldn't have bought that. That was not good. I have to tell my wife.
Bed with you.
Yo, but for real, on that point, I'm glad we went that day because when I went in, I was like, there's no music. I'm like, light ambiance will be nice. It's really bright in there too, but people are gaming. It's a whole different. No, I would like some more ambiance with like some just.
They're very bright in there.
I was thinking
light
ambiance, and I was thinking white ambiance, and I was like, oh, you just needed to feel safe.
You don't need to worry about that.
I just thought you needed to feel safe.
That group makes me feel safe because
absolutely.
nobody's running up in there causing problems.
No.
It's just not that bar.
No.
But anyway, on the rep part, most of the time people go out, do samplings, tastings, stuff like, here, buy our gin. It's here today. You know, but they walked around, a Dungeons and Dragons rep came in and we're passing around the set of dice that go with the game. And they're all custom. I have a pair of black ones that fade to clear and have gold numbers on them. They're dope. I want to learn to play just because I have the set now.
Yeah,
I don't even have the game.
So Jeffrey, I can teach you at the end of the night because I'm a dungeon master.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That
Gin
tracks.
Hall is where I hosted my first D&D session.
Yo.
And that's where I also had my first shot of Malort.
Ooh.
And then proceeded to vomit on the patio.
Of course
Malort
you did.
is disgusting.
That's what I've heard. I haven't had it
Yeah,
yet.
because when you roll, if you're doing the D&D stuff there, Max is great, by the way. I love Max. Shout out to Max.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Great bar manager.
Let him know so he can watch.
Yeah. And they also make surprisingly good drinks there,
Really
too.
good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't think like when you walk in there and you're like looking at it, it's like it's going to be good.
Food's
drink.
decent
But
too.
it's
really good. Those
dirty,
Brussels
though.
sprouts.
Problem.
But it's nerds. Of course they're gonna make it right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because we
Gonna
are
take the
very attentive to detail. All my tattoos are nerd tattoos, so.
That's great.
I'm about a 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, but mine aren't nerd. Mine are just comic book nerd. I'm not a full nerd.
Fallout, The Iron Giant, Supernatural, Fallout.
Yeah.
And I just got Elden Ring on my calf 2 weeks ago.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm a full-on
I
fucking
couldn't
nerd,
get
dude.
into that game. The first guy who ran up on a horse and I shot an arrow
that
at him and
golden ass
missed.
guy?
I was
Oh, yeah,
like,
dude.
this game is not
You
for
don't
me.
fuck with him in the beginning. You run away from him.
No one told me that.
That's
I
great.
walked out. He was the first motherfucker I saw. I was like, yo, can we have a combo? Can you let me know the lay of the land? And he was like,
It's his sword
no.
in your fucking face,
Exactly.
man. Yeah.
So then I shot an arrow at him and it went that
Wrong
way
move.
and he went this way and I was dead. And I put it back in the fucking envelope and sent it back to Gamefly. This game's not for me.
That's
It's
hilarious.
not for me.
Well, I'll
man.
say I'm about level
Gamefly. That's a throwback too.
Gamefly is a throwback.
Damn,
It
man.
still exists anymore.
Yo,
It's like Blockbuster games.
Gamefly is the shit. And I'll tell you why. Even though I don't
Please
have,
sponsor us, Gamefly. We
I would
really
love
like
it if they would.
Please.
I've yeah.
Meet us
please
at Guildhall.
sponsor us. Loyal fucking subscriber for over 10 years, easily.
That's
I got
great.
Gamefly when it first came out because
That's how fly he is.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a bell for that.
Wait, there's a bell?
No, there's
yeah.
always a bell.
Wait, what's the bell for?
Make a
not
good
for-
Gems
you
like
made a
that.
good joke.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bell.
Oh, I get validation for my dad jokes. Oh my god! Most people tell me to get the fuck out of the bar.
No,
not this bar.
You will always have a seat at this bar with some terrible
Yeah,
jokes.
The highlight of last week's episode
Yeah. Yeah.
the highlight I put out for last week's episode was me doing a cheesy joke. Yeah, look, come on, man.
Well, as long as you weren't Swiss and there weren't any holes in it.
Oh man. Click.
Silent bell.
Like he acknowledged there was a lot of thought in
Yeah,
it, but
it
he's
was-
not going to give me the
Yeah.
praise.
He
for it.
retracts his previous statement of there's always a bell.
I can't give you full validation, but I can at least acknowledge that I know where you parked.
Man.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Wow.
I just missed the 6 p.m. window, so I got to pay $25
Yeah.
instead of $6 for
Yeah.
parking.
You still
man,
gotta
that's
pay,
So
though.
You
good.
still got to pay.
Still
out of
gotta
this way,
pay.
baby.
You still gotta pay. But yeah, that sounds pretty dope as a theme for a restaurant. That
Fantastic.
sounds fucking amazing.
Oh, it's wonderful, yeah. Because what I was talking about the D&D thing too is I have so many custom sets, and if you're the dungeon master running a game in there, and also if you're playing D&D, you get to roll a D20. If you roll a nat 20, you can have any spirit from the bar for free.
What if you roll a natty ice? Can you
Oh,
just get the
man.
fuck out.
You should, because Natty Ice is from where I grew up, and no.
Yeah.
That was like our expensive beer at the college bar.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Jesus, it had nothing to do with it.
Jesus was not there.
Jesus would have saved us. But if you roll a nat
Jesus
1,
walked on water, not natty ice.
He
well,
sank.
it's basically the same shit.
Yo, he sank in Natty Ice, man. I'm sorry.
He was like, "Oh God, these hops, they're so spoiled."
He was playing around like T-2000 and Terminator 2 and that shit.
So if you get a nat 1, you can either get a shot of Malort for free, or you get
Why?
shit. Just because they know.
No, I mean, why would you choose that?
Because some people don't know what it is, and I was like, you know what, I've heard of it, and I've never actually had it before, and I'm a person who's like, I can't bitch about something unless I've tried it. And so I tried it, and then threw up on the patio.
See, here's the thing. I'm normally that person, but I've heard too many of those stories. I've never had it. I don't want it.
I think basis of experience and stories allows you can bitch about it if you haven't had it.
Yeah, I try not to bitch about it. I just wait for someone else to, and I say, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I'm with him on that shit. Yeah, that's like signing up voluntarily to drink like Epicac or something. Like, I heard you puke a lot.
Or like shoot Everclear. My buddy uses that to clean his bong.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's quality.
Wow.
Quality and disinfectant.
I mean, honestly, I've worked for places that cut it with half and half water and they use it to polish glassware. Like, that's literally their recipe to do it because it cleans like that. Why is it still
legal to sell for human consumption?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So many fires started by.
So many fires were put out.
by cut.
So many lights were just
gone. It's gone too soon.
Snatch that shit out of it.
So many college memories have disappeared after their third shot of Everclear.
College memory? That is an oxymoron, brother. I'm sorry. I remember leaving that shit. Like, I know I left something here.
I definitely woke up in my bed one time with a stop sign. Like, not just the sign, the pole and all.
Oh, shit.
And I called my buddy. I'm like, James, why the fuck is there a stop sign in my bed? He's like, buddy, do I have a story for you?
Shout out to James.
Shout out to James, man. Shout out to James on that one.
I got my ass home safe.
Yep.
And I walked through the quad with this like stop sign, just smashing garbage cans because I thought I was in Fallout.
Man, that's great.
I've never been that guy. I have a thing for stop signs. Not stop signs, traffic cones.
And the best thing,
I'm the traffic cone guy. I've literally been on a Harley, and we were. It was actually in San Diego. We were getting onto the freeway, and as we were returning, what?
I still have to pay my ticket.
Don't say that on there.
Retract.
He never got a ticket.
Retract his previous statement, please.
It's a lie. They don't even give out tickets in San Diego. Anyway, but yeah, we were getting ready to get on the freeway, and there were some cones. And as we were returning, I literally just grabbed one and put it on my lap and we were on the freeway with it. And when we got to where we were going, because I was in the back of the pack, my boys were like, dude, another one, where'd you even get that? Because I was known to do that. But they were like, where'd you even get it? And I was like, right outside the restaurant we were just at. Yo, you rode for like 5 miles? I'm like, yeah, I just wanted this cone. And then I didn't take it home.
The cone and don't hit me.
See, I think my thing with parties, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong, my people that know about the podcast, I would go, if we were at a house party, I would take something that's clearly meant to be in a spot and move it somewhere else in their house.
Oh, hell yeah.
And put it somewhere it doesn't need to be.
Yes. Oh, fuck yeah, all the time.
Yeah. I put like your garbage can, I will put in like your closet, or I'll put your shoes like in the freezer or something weird. Yeah. I did that at IU a bunch.
A boot in a fridge once. Oh, absolutely.
I've never done that.
I have. It was right next to the mustard.
Nice. Frozen mustard. You just got to throw that out. Just got to throw it out.
Oh my god!
No one's gonna wait for it to thaw. Fuck that.
Yeah, I didn't want to ever do any damage because I knew like you're gonna get that karma back.
Yeah.
But like I didn't leave it where they couldn't find it. It's just like they look in this place.
It's like
in the fuck is this here?
Yeah. It's nothing that's gonna like make or break somebody.
Right.
But it's definitely gonna make them be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I do this?
I enjoy that. I enjoy doing that same thing. Just confusing someone. Because I like things to be in a certain place for me. So if I can't find it, I wonder, did I move it? And if I've had other people over, I'm like,
oh man, I love messing with people like that.
I like
it's like a weird game of Tetris every time I wake up after like smoking a lot, and I walk around the house. I'm like, wait, that wasn't there. And I'm like, did Hi Ryan move all this shit? This was a different personality going through this shit right now.
If I see something like that, I just look at it like, you idiot. Get the fuck over here.
I think for me the traffic cone thing was I like to just put it in a random spot.
Hilarious.
You see all these traffic cones together.
Like in the middle of the PCH.
Yeah, that's a great place for a traffic cone because all it does is cause questions and anger.
No,
I enjoy that.
I don't know about questions and anger. You know, LA drivers, that causes accidents and questions.
And yeah,
questions and anger.
See, I think if anything, I would take them so that I could use them for parking somewhere else.
Nah.
No, because I'm the guy who either literally runs over the cone because I know it's a fucking parking spot, or I get out, chuck it across the street, and then I park again. Because I know what they're doing because I used to do the same thing. Just no one had the balls to do what I did.
Yeah.
So I'd be like,
I like that idea, and I fully support that. I would just leave it in random places. So I was with one of my homies, JJ. Shout out to JJ. A lot of shout outs today. But
I always shout out to homies, man.
Yeah. We were in his car and he was driving, and there was this one point I remember looking over to my right because I driver's side passenger. And the side next to me had no cars. Always a car next to you.
Right, always.
And then I look up front and there's just this traffic cone right in the center by itself. And so everyone just went around it because no one's going to get out of the car and move it for everyone else.
Oh, yeah, fuck no.
Yeah, I'm not getting out of my car. I'm not going to inconvenience myself. But they were all upset that that cone was there.
Because none of them were going to stop and move it.
And I literally was like, in my mind, it was golf clap. I was just golfing.
I literally thought about that for 5 seconds, did not wait to make the decision, and said, boom.
Yes.
Traffic cone.
Yes.
Fuck this city.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. I just got a weird enjoyment out of it. I'm not gonna lie.
So in memory of Pete, even though he's not here, motherfucker, should we get to more alcohol related conversations?
So I was gonna segue it over and say that while I do love causing
booze in that traffic cone, man.
I was about to.
Okay,
see, I had it.
I will see where the segue goes.
Okay, so even though I'm the type of person that likes to just take a random traffic cone where it's supposed to be next to all its traffic cone buddies and leave it in a weird place, I am also the bartender that if you move anything in my section, I have a complete, utter fucking hatred for the next 30 seconds. If I go to reach for something and it is not where I plan for it to be, I'm like, who the fuck moved my stirring spoon or my muddler, or who put the lime where the simple syrup is supposed to be?
And it wasn't in the coconut.
Yeah. You always put the lime in the coconut. That's why I left it.
Shake it all up,
exactly.
Man. There it is.
Exactly.
Someone gets it.
Yes.
Someone gets it.
I speak white very fluently.
Fernando.
You know what, buddy?
Gene Willikers.
White enough. Fernando.
Holy shit. I'm also fluent in white. Shout out Indiana. Yeah.
Shout out anything in the Bible Belt.
Oh, man. Tornado Alley, baby.
Yay!
Let's get it.
Medina, Ohio.
Oh, shit.
That Waffle House is wild there. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, aren't all Waffle Houses? I heard they went on strike recently. Like one of them did. I don't know. I saw a stitch.
Rob and mug every poor customer that they like throw a chair at. Like,
well, the chairs are thrown at them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that throws a chair at them. So, like, people who come at them, and when they put them down, they're like, okay, let's check.
See, so
they gotta pay for their egregiousness.
I do gotta say one thing about that particular.
Oh, dear Jesus.
It's old as fuck. I gotta get this off my chest. I shed a single tear. I saw that the person the chair was thrown at was white, because I was like, oh, there's a white woman working at a Waffle House this time of day, and she was skinny. You don't see that.
No,
you don't see that.
No.
Yo, the fact that she was there meant that she was about it. You don't throw a chair at her.
Yeah, nah.
I'm sorry. And it wasn't a folding chair. Come on, you already knew you were done.
Oh no, that was a part of work release program or something.
She has to stack those chairs every night before she fucking leaves, man.
Like, she practices like you practice the shot put. She like goes home to the middle school track field. She brings her stack of lawn chairs from Walmart, and she just does the 3-point turn and boom, chucks them. She's practicing, man. Yes, she's breaking that world record for dome crushing with a chair.
I do gotta never mind.
Anyway,
go check something, but.
So back on like, people messing with my shit when I was a bartender. Yeah, like if I was like doing a quick little event at a one-on-one place where like I'm just pouring shots and like rum and cokes, like I don't give a fuck. We're all like sharing the wells basically. We're running around to whoever like raises their hand at us. But like when I like worked at my old bars where we were like craft cocktails, like especially one of them where we had like 6 different types of mojitos on the menu, which fuck them for that.
Wow.
Oh my God, the fucking dishwashing that we had to do, hated it. like if someone moved my shit or like took my tin, because I would also bring my favorite tin for like the regulars or like someone I actually liked to like really bust it up. If someone grabbed or moved my tin, it was all hell broke loose in that bar. I'm like, where's my shit?
Yeah.
They're like, it's in the autoclore. A, that's gilded around it, so it shouldn't be in the fucking autoclore. B, why'd you touch my shit?
More importantly, why did you touch my shit?
Now, if you want a shot with me, I'm gonna rat on you.
Oh no!
Management's gonna know that shit.
You just walked into a shot, buddy. Have you ever had your own set of tins?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man, I just want to say this real quick. Can y'all let us know in the comments on that one? Because I'm not big on the whole comment thing, but I know it's something that we need to get into a little bit more.
Please,
but I want it to be more constructive stuff. Like, I want to know how many people that are in this industry actually go through with buying their old tools, buying their own tins and things like that.
Well, of course, because you buy one kit and it lasts you like 5 years, man.
So that was going to be my next thing that I kind of want to know from those. Please let us know. Extremely curious about this. How many times have you bought your own tools?
Once.
Same.
Once.
Yeah, boy.
Same.
Because you go in once, you buy the right tools, like Barkeeper. Shout out Barkeeper, Silver Lake on Hoover Street.
Yes. Heard good things.
They have like the best tinware that you can use. It's not like your basic little like shitty Boston shakers. It's not your basic like you have to have a glass and
shakers.
Have Boston shakers. Don't get me started on that.
Don't love those.
Fucking Boston
Fucking
shakers.
Bostonians. Oh my god, we're gonna fuck you up in Beantown, don't you know? And like Barkeeper has really, really good tins. They're very solid. They're a good thickness around each of the rims too.
Everybody loves thickness.
I love a thick rim.
Yeah. Double thick rim job. Everyone loves that.
Better when you put one rim
You're
inside
all
the other
sounding
rim.
like my ex. Anyways. But you buy a really good set, and that shit will last you for like 5 years. Like you go in and you spend like, if you get good shaker tins, they're going to be like $30 for the small and the tall. You get like a good Hawthorne strainer, a good fine strainer, a good swizzle stick. Like you get a stirring spoon that's also a swizzle stick in case you want to be that bougie hipster bartender who does like the 3 swizzle cocktails that exist. Like, well, I mean, as you did that, you can do that with a normal spoon too, but like the swizzle is like, like twizzling your goddamn mustache that you put way too much beeswax in.
I'm okay with the mustache, not the swizzling.
Not the swizzle.
Not the swizzling of the mustache or the swizzle stick?
Swizzle stick.
Well, because you always get those 1 or 2 people, and like sometimes if you want to be like fancy and you want to earn extra tips, you like run it down and it does the little spiral down the swizzle.
Yeah.
Like,
But the thing is why do that to everyone else around you? Because that's your thing, but who's to say that person won't tell 5 other people that come back tomorrow and the day after when you're not working, and nobody else does that swizzly motherfucking shit that you do?
Well, that's
you can do this, and then I get more regulars and more tips.
I was going to say the
what
same
I'm saying
thing.
is I can't stand those bartenders. That's all.
Okay, no, that's a fair stance. I will say, I work with several like amazingly talented bartenders who all have a very real signature move, if you will. Mine is like clamping it down and tossing it, which I learned from Wes. Shout out Wes. Appreciate you, brother. Good at alcohol. He is a whiz with this. He's super fast, very accurate, and he showed me a bunch of things to help me handle and be more efficient behind the bar. Now, I'm not robbing his whole catalog, but that has made me stand out at the bars that I've worked at and events that I'm at because I have crafted how it can be very effective, and it's the only flair I do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. No, things like that, if I'm in a rush, all those things, I slow down and I get to have a little bit more fun with it. That works double for me because I'm exploring live how it all flows. So like, I get that.
It's worth actually doing the procedure.
Yeah. So like, I can do it 100 times at home. Yeah, but that's you know, that's not in the spot.
Home, you're like slow.
Yeah.
Like, you're not under the pressure of like a customer ordering a drink.
Correct. Yeah. And so implementing those things all the time, I also just like bare bones, like super straightforward, you know, tight grip, you know where stuff's at. I like that flow of bartending as well. So, but the ones that I will say, I do have peeves with some of that flair and some of the things that people do that no one else on the team does. And it's like, it's it's the overt it's the extra shaking. Like I want it to look nice and controlled,
right?
But like when you're about to hit someone in the face,
crazy.
I need you to bring that into elbow
there's
distance.
Like a nice median where like. Because, like, I know you're shaking a tin well when it sounds like a choo-choo train. Like, it's like...
There's a rhythm.
But you're not going like... Going fucking Street Fighter on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you don't need to do that.
Right.
Like, I have seen the small tin fly out of someone's shaker tin because they've been going too hard.
Oh.
And then, like, I've been hit with the liquid, and I just look over at him like, you fucking rookie bitch.
Right. This is not Nickelodeon in the 90s. I don't want to get slimed.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know you were using avocado syrup in that.
By the way, it wasn't enough.
That don't taste
Your specs were off.
Your specs were very off, sir.
It's bitter as fuck, just like me.
My thing
the vodka.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to say though, like, it's not that I have a problem with those things done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it from a standpoint of if you are the one who does that, we need to bring back, or just in my opinion, we need to bring back that, hey, don't ask everybody for this. Just say you can only get this here. Because maybe they can only get that here. Doesn't mean they can't get it anywhere else in the world, but...
Are you referring to a specific cocktail or like a practice?
A cocktail, a practice, anything. If it's something that you're known for, the thing that you're doing to separate yourself from everybody else in your field and to regulars, I'm not saying don't be unique. Please be unique. Whether it's your hair or anything, just whatever it is that you're providing that you know other people aren't providing, let that guest know that, so they're not pumping up their minds to say, I can get this anywhere. Every bartender does it. Because not everyone does flair. Not everyone does swizzling. Not everyone does fucking whatever the fuck it is. You know, people send me these videos where it's, this one bartender standing on top of a bar top making 30 or 40 cocktails at once. They're all different cocktails and pouring them all at the same time.
Yeah, like those fuckers who put all the tins together and pour them down.
Yeah,
like,
all of
that's
that.
a good trick once a week, but if people love it, people are going to come in and be like, oh, can you all do this? Like this one bartender did it.
So say that.
Yeah.
Just say that. If you're going to put that out there in the ether, say it.
I would always call it, because especially the craft cocktail bars I worked in, we had like the dealer's choice where like they would ask you to make something like on the fly. They'd pick their spirit, pick what they wanted for like sweetness, citrus, flavor. And then when I would make it and they'd love it, it was like, oh my God. I was like, this is just the Ryan special. So they would know when they came in, it's like, hey, is Ryan working today? So, because like I always looked after my own crew, because my crew also taught me most of what I know. And I'm like, if I'm not working that day, I'm not going to fuck you guys over. Because it means they're going to be pissed. You're going to have to make them something they don't like. They're not going to tip you.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you get all your money for the day, because you also made me what I am.
Right.
So
I agree with that. And second to that too, that almost got me in trouble at a place. Because
it's gotten me in trouble so many times.
I mean, like that was one thing. This gentleman came in, and I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't think he had it like he did, and that was on me. And this man was very well taken care of financially. He was ordering some outlandish shit, with outlandish being the most expensive tequila we had, and he wanted it in a cocktail instead of just like, you know what I mean?
Ordered a 1942 margarita, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, same.
I just and not to stop your story because this is going to be very short. I got very frustrated with someone at this past Sunday. It was the day before a holiday, so obviously we're going to be a little bit busier, which isn't always the case, as we all know. But for us that day, we were extremely busy for a Sunday night.
And those expensive bottles are so unwieldy too, and they're always on the top shelf. So
always on the top shelf. And the thing is, he walked up and he said, "Let me get this one vodka soda, or just something benign, something you don't think about."
Benign.
No. He literally just said, "Just give me this regular ass bullshit and this regular ass bullshit." And then he said, "What can you do with 1942?" And I literally looked at him. I said, "I could pour it." I'm not exaggerating. I just said I could pour it.
That's hilarious.
I want a cocktail. I was like, why? He's like, well, I just want a cocktail with him. Like, well, it's a tequila, so whatever you want with the tequila,
anyways. But
right. But I'm just saying, whatever you want that is agave based, I can do that. We're just doing it at a higher fucking rate.
Yeah.
So tell me what you like your tequila to be in. I will do that for you. He's like, no, I want you to think of something. I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't think of something that to me would cost $60. Yeah. I was like, I can't think of what would cost you $60 for a cocktail.
And that's just it. It goes up exponentially when you factor in the cost of like the actual things, the supporting cast of it, plus the spirit and the time. Like, 42 is a decent one. Okay, it's decent, but it's also just an image. It's what's like it's that's marketing. Not. It's marketing. It's a cool bottle. It's all the things, but like for a bar, that sucks. You can't put a speed for a bartender from that. That sucks. That's a genius bottle.
You have to find the jigger you haven't been using all night because it's a Friday or a Saturday, and you're just speed pouring because you're fucking competent, so you know what your speed pours are. And then they're asking for that, and you're like, oh no, I gotta like top it off, and you gotta hold it at like the base, and it's like all the way the fuck out here, like a 2x4 lumber piece.
It's just like you want to throw some flair, like here, I'll put it on my shoulder and make it look like it's the same shit.
I used to punish people like that if they're like, no, you make something up. I would find the most expensive ass tequila in the bar that I knew was like $150 a pour. And I would make them a margarita with that, and I'd be like, "You asked me to make whatever I wanted to."
Oh man, and that's the thing. By the way, like,
and even if I got like a 10% tip, I knew that I fucked that guy over, and I'm like, you know what? You will not make that same decision again in the bar, so you will save every other bartender that you go to.
See, you're doing the Lord's work there. Yeah. You're doing the Lord's work on that. Because that's seriously.
That's the last piece of white folk shit I picked up.
Yes. Hi, officer. Yeah, he's back. He's fucking back.
I will say though, I'm just saying. Speaking of white folk shit, I'm just happy that on episode 63, finally got a white person to say jigger.
Yay!
Hey! It's with a J. I promise it's with a J.
Ain't it always?
Hey. And it's still a hard R though. Hey, so it's in summation with that story.
Just a jigger with a J.
Oh man, it's like
that's what they say in New York, NYPD, right?
And actually, I would be madder if he said jig up. Anyway,
jig what?
No.
So
Those are the South Central cocktails. That's
love that.
Ooh, and that's the only one I get.
Hit the bell. Hit the bell. That's your one.
I'm sorry.
That's your one.
I went with the snaps. I'm sorry.
I was trying to get
my
low.
reflex kicked in. I was like, yo, I'm just going with the snaps on that one.
In summation, though, with this gentleman, he asked the same thing. He came in. He was like, tequila, something sweet.
Would you like a refill?
I would love a refill. Okay. But I didn't want to interrupt his story.
Oh,
no
sorry.
Worries. Which he did. He's like, hey, what'd you want? He said 1942, something not too sweet.
For context, it always throws me off when someone does. I have to ask, well, what did you have? Even though I'm the one who poured it. I'm like, I'm with this guest right now. I'm sorry. I forgot you at that moment. And
always be tending, baby.
I know.
ABT, always be tending, all right? So anyway, this gentleman came in, super nice guy, but I will say I was prejudiced as hell. He had face tattoos and all this shit. He was just not what I expected at all.
Classic, like...
And he was very fucking nice, like extremely nice. All right, so that was on me. But he was like, yeah, just make something up. So I made this cocktail up on the fly with 1942 mango passion fruit, like puree syrup.
Ooh.
Some... just like the tiniest, like a quarter ounce of Aperol to cut through the sweetness, and a little bit of mint, and then I actually floated Cabernet on top. Believe it or not, it had just all the elements. It was strong as hell, and it had
made it strong.
I served it on. Yeah, I made it very strong.
Made it strong.
I put it on
Make it strong.
I threw it on
make it strong.
Make whiskey neat very strong.
Very strong. Right.
But
okay, I'm sorry, guys. That was before we went live.
Context.
That is fucking hilarious.
I put it on a king cube, like a large rock, and
Czar cube.
Czar cube. Oh shit! Nice. Cheers. But I noticed that while he was sipping, and as it was going, the Cabernet started to sink into the cocktail, and it looked very cool because the center ice cube, made it look chunky or something. He's like, this is fucking perfect. What is this? He ordered 8 more of those. And it was, I mean, he was running up. That's 2 ounces of 42 per cocktail. So like, all right, shit. I was not expecting this. And he left a fat tip.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, he's like, you gotta, what is this? I'm like, I just made it up for you.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to get this shit going. He's like, this needs to be here. So I ended up calling it a bleeding heart because of the heart, the cube in the middle, plus the running down of the wine, so it looked like it was bleeding.
Bravo, Jeff.
Perfect.
Bravo.
Getting back to the mistake though, yeah. So many.
Sorry, that shit was dope.
That's like the gold buzzer on fucking AGT or some shit. Really sad I said that, but he recommended it to people and he posted it and he had a few 100,000 followers on Instagram and people came in and asked for it and people didn't know that I was just doing a one-off. Bartenders that were on days that I was off would text me and ask me what the fuck is the recipe. I'm like, I kind of forget, but then I sent it to them and they made a bunch and I'm like, hey, can I get a cut here?
Yeah,
it was super.
Like some menu placement pricing or whatever.
Just
the fuck
like, can we do a weekly?
What I do, like I get a cut of when I place something on menus. So like, come on, like, give me that case.
So I will say though, that's one of the reasons why I don't. It's not that I don't gatekeep my recipes, but that's one of the reasons why I say got to get it from me because I'm not contributing to any business, not the bar manager. Get extra. So,
no, I agree.
Unless that business makes me feel comfortable and I'm not being used. Because you can help make a menu and they just treat it like you didn't do shit, or you can help make a menu or make a whole menu. They say, this person, our bartender, our server, our whatever is the person who made this menu. Okay, yes, the business can make money off of it. I won't get a cut, but letting me know that you appreciated me, you let everyone know that you didn't just come up with this the way that some people think that this happens.
Right.
You've never been in the industry, you don't realize a lot of those menus were made by the bartenders there.
Yeah.
And then those ideas are just offered up.
That's some intellectual property right there.
Yeah.
Another thing too is our earlier joke, which we'll still keep under wraps. That bar I worked at, I redesigned the menu twice for like 2 seasons. Ooh. And they were fucking fire. All I had to do was like conform to their weird mojito shit for like 3 of them. But I was like, nah, you can't have 6 mojitos. All these bartenders, no. You know what the barbacks are going through having to wash all this fucking shit? No. It's like I got nothing from it, and then they robbed us on a $20,000 party.
Oof.
And like the guy came up and like was like, hey, here's your tip. This is going straight to the service. Like, is this gonna go to you? And I just looked at him and went, man, I don't fucking know. Guess how much I got for that night?
$5.
$100.
For the whole night? For the whole party?
And I was one of 2 bartenders.
Same thing.
And he tipped 20% on $20,000. Do that math, gentlemen.
I can. Quickly.
Very quickly.
Pissed.
Your ass got robbed.
Oh, I got robbed hard.
Jesus.
And then all my shifts got cut because it started raining and they didn't invest in a good retractable roof because they wanted their bros to put it in for a cheaper price. And their fucking balcony was destroyed, so I got 3 of my shifts cut.
Yeah,
so that was a nice $100 for 1 week after 20,000.
And that's one of those things that never gets talked about. Which I'm happy we do this because we are giving an opportunity for that kind of story to come out. Because we've all either been a part of it or know someone who has, where there are thousands of dollars given to it as a tip, where someone who can afford it. Not saying that everyone is supposed to be tipping 20% no matter what.
Right, you had an episode where you said, like, as much as I love you, like, if these cocktails are expensive as shit, like, sorry, man, you're not going to get my money.
Right.
Like,
I get it.
Yeah. I got to pay my bus fare back home.
Yeah. I absolutely get it. Yeah. I don't need every person to tip me because that's one of the number one things we get as a response from people who aren't in it. Don't like some of the things, okay? You're not entitled to. You understand we're not entitled to. Also remember that business that you're patroning, they're getting a lot of opportunities where money is being put into their pocket. But the people who work for them are getting the nothing. Very bottom of the barrel or nothing at all. And that's one of those situations where that 20% might have went in. And yeah, they can say, oh, well, because of this that crew. But said the crew was already diminished because of that were put into play.
And then
where's that money go? It goes into someone's pocket other than the person who took care of
the
it.
manager's pockets. Like I would walk up on them all the time. Like one of the managers would come down, pull a bottle of Henny VSOP, walk back up, and they have literally a fucking feast upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I went and like there was a big music producer that came into the bar and they fucking loved how I bartended. They loved all my craft cocktails. They loved the space. And they booked with me. They're like, we're going to spend $50,000 to bring X, Y, and Z in. And they're like, and you are dope as fuck. You're the reason why we want to be here. Let me buy you a shot. And they bought me a shot of Macallan M.
Oof.
Bought me a shot. And like my whole thing is like, if you buy me a shot of Jack, I got apple juice underneath that looks like Jack that I'm going to do so I don't get fired. But like they bought Macallan M, literally bought it.
Yeah.
So there's literally $750 on the board between 1, 2, and me. And they're like, we want, because you're so fucking dope as shit. And I take the shot with them. They call me up to the office, fire me that day.
Yep.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
And I walked down and I was like, gentlemen, so because of your patronage and how nice you were and how wonderful you are, they just fired me. And they're like, oh, fuck this place. And they dined and dashed with me.
Nice. No, I'm sorry. I ain't mad at that. I don't condone it, but.
Good old LA.
Is that a gunshot?
Nah.
Probably.
People let off
Dumpster?
people let off fireworks.
That had too much resonance for a firework.
People let off
Anyways, back to the
fireworks,
podcast,
Yeah.
even though we're living in a dingy, disgusting city right
Yeah,
now.
we're on the 12th.
No, I literally had one night where I was walking home and someone had set off like fireworks. And me and that person almost fucking got into as they say, fisticuffs.
A good old biscuit brawling
Or
match.
rubber morale,
A
or whatever
kerfuffle.
they call it.
A kerfuffle. A kerfuffle. Ooh.
Can't go any better than that.
I think
Sorry.
kerfuffle deserves a ding.
Always does.
Yeah, you only get in those with people like that got nothing to lose for whatever reason.
And they about to lose all the rest that they have if they fuck with us.
They're definitely taking something from me because Jesus. Kerfuffle? No, I can scrap, but not kerfuffle. Jesus.
I didn't bring my suspenders.
You good? Like you make boing sound when you walk.
All right, back to alcohol.
All right.
Yeah, what were we talking about? On
So
that one?
you were talking about.
I honestly don't remember.
I do. You got to let go for that. Like you say, fuck that place. They dine and dash together. I don't condone that.
Yeah.
I don't condone that either, but it was a really great fuck you to a bar who was just looking to get rid of me because I was unionizing the bartenders, being like, "Why are we getting paid $12 an hour?"
Yeah,
and the servers are poaching our
that
tips.
bar.
100%.
That bar. That bar. Yep, it is that bar.
I guess that my stance has always been, even before I worked at bars that allowed me to take a shot with a patron. For one, if everyone who comes through here expects me cool enough back and want to come back, especially if they may never come back and they're visiting from wherever. Hey, you've been the most fun bartender I've had here. The best thing I can do is not only tip you, but give you a shot because you have the rest of your shift to get.
Yes.
That business can't trust me with that. How the fuck did you hire me?
And it was literally the only one I had all night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But when you also know that the people above you, people above them, are doing the same thing, firing you for.
Right, they're drinking bottles all night.
Exactly.
All night.
Exactly.
I tried to cut off like 3 patrons because they were belligerent, but they were part of the community. And I told them, I was like, no, I'm not serving him anymore. And they're like, no, he asked for it. Serve him right now. I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
You're lucky you didn't sue.
And I was like, I took all of my serve safe and my tips and everything else. I do not want to go to jail for serving this guy and then he gets into a drunk driving accident and kills somebody. Because it doesn't come back to you. It comes back to me because I'm the last person that gave him alcohol.
Yeah.
That is dram shop laws, bitch. Like, and she was like, no, serve him. I was like, I hope the cameras see this right now. And I'm saying, I don't want to fucking serve him because he's being a belligerent asshole. But fine. If you want me to serve him, fine. I'll serve him more. And yeah, he got into a fight with our bouncer.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep, and I still got fired from this place.
Wow.
Like, I will never work in Glendale ever again.
I love those places.
I will say to that note too, like, please understand that, like, that we're not making it weaker or not making it stronger, or when we notice something about you, is because we see what you can't. Like, my first priority as a bartender, absolutely immediately following being consistent with my cocktails and what I do, is to keep you safe. You can die from this shit, or someone else, or can result in death, and it's not okay. Yeah. It's like, yeah, granted, like, there's insurance, there's things, blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is, alcohol has led to loss of life so many times.
Yep.
And for celebrations and all the best things, best time you could be possibly having, your best day can be ruined by the worst fucking day ever. So when we say you've had enough, it's not because we're trying to kill your buzz. You've got plenty more buzz left in you because we fed it to you.
You can go home and
go ahead, keep the party going. Man, you gotta get the hell out of here.
You're not driving. Everything else, you are not a risk to anyone around you.
Yeah, 100%.
And thank you for saying that, because it's one of those things that we might not always cover, but is absolutely a part of what we do with every single fucking shift.
I'm looking at these gentlemen right here. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm looking at these two gentlemen right here who are masters of their craft, and we care about what we do. This isn't a gig. It is what we do. And it is, at the end of the day, yes, we like making money like anyone else, but it is the reason we continue to show up is because we love it. And a part of loving it is being completely balanced and making sure that you get the fuck home safe.
Yeah.
A great story to go along with this. When I was working at one of my bars, there was this girl who came in and got shit-faced, and there was all these guys like trying around her, and I was shooing them off the entire time, being like, hey, she's incredibly drunk. Stop it. Like, get away from her. No, X, Y, and Z. And, like, I was talking with her the whole night. She was, like, absolutely out of it. And I'm like, I walk her out of the bar, and, like, because she ordered her Uber, made sure she got in her Uber. And I'm like, hey, yeah. And she's, like, talking to me and, like, doughy-eyed at me. And she starts making out with me. But I'm like, and I had to think in my mind, do I let her do this so she likes it and gets into the car and get home safe? Or do I tell her no and she runs down the street and God knows what the fuck happens to her? And, like, so I let it happen, and then I tell her, and, like, she's being like, oh, you're just doing this because I'm drunk. I'm like, no, I'm doing it because you're beautiful. And I had to, like, put on the show so she would get happily into the Uber, even though I knew she wasn't going to remember this in the morning. But I made sure no other men hit on her, and that she got in the Uber and got home safe. And I looked at the Uber and I was like, hey, I ordered this. I know who you are.
Hey, yes.
And she got home safe. I got a text from her the next day, and she said she had got home to her apartment safe. She didn't know who I was, but she saw the text that said, text me when you get home.
Shout out. I think we should get a chivalry ding. Chivalry, there it is. All right. Don't want to abuse the ding.
Chivalry ding when you go home with a good man?
I mean, she didn't
was
go
very
chivalrous. No, that wouldn't have been good if I went home with her.
Not in that instance.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
I mean, no. I mean,
those women who manage their alcohol, or men who manage their alcohol the right way, they go home with a gentleman. They got a chivalry ding.
I mean, they got a chivalry ding.
If I open up the door for you, you got a chivalry ding.
Hey, you about to get this chivalry
like
ting.
Saying, that's our entire job. Like, yeah, we like money, we like making drinks, but, like, we got to make sure you guys are safe.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, if you're, like, a really good bartender, your focus is making sure your patrons are having a good time, but not so much that they're a danger to others. And also taking care of your patrons that maybe came in a little tipsy and you gave them one and then stopped them.
Especially your regulars.
Especially your regulars. Oh my!
Because you know all the indicators whenever anyone comes into your bar, whether you be a bartender, server, manager, or whatever. You know all the indicators because it's literally in the job. We have to do these things every X amount of years to show that we know what we're doing.
Yep.
Right.
So
you serve safe, baby.
Yeah. RBS is something that
I just did that last week.
I gotta do it tomorrow, bro. This shit is fucking killing me. I'm like, bro, I already did like 3.
I just kept pressing skip until
for
I
the
got
people.
To the quiz.
Can you please explain RBS?
So to say what RBS, I don't know what the acronym stands for.
Resting bitch face. Nope, resting. That's not an F.
Resting bitch smile. What?
Ooh, hey, that works.
Isn't that literally what we do?
Oh, as bartenders, yeah, it's literally like you talked about in one of your last episodes, the table face.
Yeah,
table face. Yep. There was people I just wanted to fucking shank in the throat, but I had to put on my RBS.
Yeah, table face, so you don't get hit in the face with a table.
I love that.
Not on a Waffle House,
I felt that, man.
That's so good.
When someone makes a joke that you have heard however many fucking times, and they think they're the first one to fucking make it, which is going to result in them getting a cheaper price. Oh, make it strong. Or, oh, you remember me, right? Oh, you know I'm going to take care of you. You're like, yeah, cool, man. What do you want?
Yeah,
What do you want? Rest and bitch smile. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a service industry thing.
And then you just put the receipt down and there's no discount on it.
Like, oh, it wasn't free? Oh, sorry.
Nah, bitch, you get
me. Sorry. Hey, you got it right. You got it right. You got it right.
Or that one when they're like, you remember me from last time, right? And like,
I remember you like blacked out piece of shit. Yeah, I remember you.
By the way, you are well more likely to get a discount when you are flying solo, not when you bring 9 of your goddamn friends. Okay.
Oh, I have never discount
that much.
Yeah,
Come on. Like, it's a buyback. This is like a cocktail buyback. Like, you know what? I got you. You've sat here and listened to me and did all the things. You know what? You've been really nice. I got you for this one. Or I'm going to send you with it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Not, let's get around to 42 and let's do that for the price of on the house.
Or they do that.
This house just burned down.
Friends and family. I'm like, I don't know your name, and we're definitely not family.
I'm sorry,
This
Chris.
ain't a family
it's
reunion.
Roger. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah. No, you're Chris.
Thought your name was Cedric.
Yeah. Cedric.
But you are not entertaining.
Oh, child. Things are gonna get easier.
Dings. So many dings.
You got the white dad joking bitch in here tonight. You're going to ding that shit like a motherfucker. Hey, gentlemen.
Whoa.
All right, let's start.
What's the best way to double your money?
White man.
No,
that's the best way to lose your money.
Oh,
it depends on the white man.
Look at it in a mirror.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Let's get to this Barr Hill tasting.
Yeah. Let's start this tasting.
Oh shit. I smile hard in this bitch, man. Oh,
I know my goddamn cheeks hurt. So
this is what I need. The therapy.
Alrighty.
This has been
now
fun.
I gotta look into the camera. So what I'm pouring first is Barr Hill Tomcat, which is our barrel rested gin. And now this is made as the same recipe from our flagship gin. All we use in our flagship gin is honey, juniper, and neutral corn. That's all we use, because the honey that we use is locally sourced and it's made from 100 different Vermont wildflowers.
Wow.
So you can get that botanical feeling of a gin without it punching you in the face like Kame Kame Ka.
Gotcha.
For anyone that doesn't know that,
which
is a Dragon Ball
that's
Z
a
reference.
Japanese
he was
gin.
not lying. He's a nerd
That
to
is
the
a
max.
Japanese
Nerd to the
gin.
max, baby.
Oh shit, that's funny.
So we're gonna start.
This
with
gin hits you in the mouth like a sensu bean.
That's what the buzz is all about. Hey,
Right. Come pie.
come pie.
Oh, tap it, but we don't know why.
I love this fucking gin.
I will.
So
I
delicious.
love that gin.
I will say.
By far the smoothest gin I've had.
I
Just as far as pure smoothness, but also balancing flavor, where you can still like,
It's like palatable. Like even for non-gin drinkers, I've had so many non-gin drinkers, like, and I kind of like how deceptive this is, because when you smell the nose, you're like, oh God, dear Jesus, this is gin. And that's because the only actual botanical we use in the mash is juniper.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But since the honey is made from 100 different Vermont wildflowers, that adds that subtle botanical piece to it. That's what's nice. But the honey is more strong in it. So since the corn neutral grain has a little bit of sweetness to it because it's corn, as we all know from Tito's, that's what makes it a little sweeter, even though it's copper pot still. So it tastes like I'm deep throating a copper pipe.
Oof.
Never done that before, but cool.
As
long as you know the
went to the
taste.
wrong college.
Shit.
So that honey comes on through and it gives you the botanicals that you think of in a gin.
Yeah.
But it gives you that smooth sweetness because it's also organic honey. It's locally produced honey. It's not that heavily processed shit that we put into Aunt Jemima. There it is.
Yeah.
And all of that other bullshit. Yeah. Exactly. So this honey gin is beautiful. It gives something that every non-gin drinker and gin drinker can experience.
Right.
So it can like really bring people into the gin world. Because a lot of people don't like gin. They're like, why am I drinking grass? Exactly.
I will say too, what I admire most about it is that one, with the raw honey and the actual solid ingredients, it gives you all the gin taste, but not classic gin as most people know it. Those sharp edges, the honey smooths those edges out, kind of rounds the edges out a little bit.
Exactly.
And it makes it a simple one. Like for instance, I can taste the prominent honey in that. That would be delicious with like a single rock and just like a lemon peel. And that's all you need. And I would never think to drink gin just on the rocks.
Neither would I. Yeah, but because like how subtle all the botanical notes are in the honey, it can take you through that journey. Like you're saying, like most gins are like, here's your juniper, here's your basil, here's your like lemongrass or whatever it is. But with the Barr Hill, it's like, here's like these 100 different flavors, but they're hitting you at different points and they're hitting you softly. It's very nice. It's very full-bodied. It's a beautiful gin to drink.
It's nice.
I guess my question is the gin strumming your pain and
It's
singing
killing
your
me
life.
softly with his song.
Yeah.
It's a total eclipse of the heart.
One time.
Yeah.
Dig yourself. You deserve that. That was well thought. That was a well thought out joke.
Yeah.
I just like the hard left with your songs.
I had to bring us back, man. I was like, how do we segue away
Total eclipse
from
of my
all
heart.
of this?
I'm like,
because one of the things I was thinking about while you saying all of that is, man, we haven't had an opportunity before on the show.
You mean with a supplier and a rep, right?
We've had a rep on, but we haven't had it done this way. So just to be able to show the expression that we're talking about, and give those notes, and these are all things that we within the industry we usually go through on a typically regular basis, depending on where you work. Some places, though, those decisions are made so far up that you'll never go through a tasting, depending on where you work.
oh yeah, that's so frustrating.
Once you get to a place where it's a smaller crew, it's more intimate, where you can actually get to know people, you have these experiences, which you're here because you came in to do a tasting with my GM. Yeah. I was covering a shift for someone else, so I wasn't even be there that day. Just one of those things where, the industry happens all the time.
Nat 20 and all of my luck comes through. It's very great. Yeah.
Shout out D&D.
D&D,
exactly.
Shout out 5e.
Oh my god.
Yeah. 5e.
I will say I love
5e,
the conversation to be had because like you point out elements of service and you very wonderfully and creatively tell your story with also like consideration, like, hey, this is what it's like for us. I also love the passion. Keep the dad jokes coming, but you can also tell who gets involved in this industry for the right reason when you're around them because of the energy that they exude, and you can tell who is just in it for the cash grab and the bullshit. I really appreciate you. And anyway, I like to do many acknowledgments as we go along, just so we don't lose that.
I'll roll on after that with you, Jeffrey. There's English.
There it is.
Because in episode 5, I think it was with Paris. I think Fernando, you were talking about it. Like, you love this industry for like a certain reason, like bringing it to people Oh God, my train of thought.
Yeah, and just left the station, baby, and it's not coming back.
It's not coming back. I'm like, oh my God, I had such a beautiful thing to say with this.
Yeah. Well, we don't need it to be beautiful. We need it to be real. Closing. So I will say this. Just to bring us home on this particular topic. As everyone who actually knows me knows, I am extremely private. Extremely private. And, like a lot of people, especially for the generation behind us, I know we're in our 30s. I won't be.
I'm 27.
Huh?
Thought you were in your 30s.
Nope.
Not because of how you look, but because you got my references.
No one in their 20s.
No one in their 20s gets my references the way that you have. Like the time I met you.
Well, I'm marrying a 40-year-old, so.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Get that fucking fire.
Oh, yay.
Yo, your stock just went way up, my friend.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
shit, if my ancestors like raped and pillaged half of the world, I might as well make the best out of it. Am I right?
But you let her peg you, right?
Not yet. I'm relying on yet.
Do it for your ancestors.
Keep it open mind.
At least I actually cook with the spices that my ancestors stole from the world.
Oh my God! You stole everything. You stole all the spices. You didn't use one of them.
I love cayenne.
At least you got the spices.
God, this
got the spices out of it.
Pepper is something tangy. Sorry, that shit is funny.
That was amazing. And yeah, that was what it was. I was just saying in the sense of this whole thing about bringing it all together, man. I love seeing it because as you've heard, but we're taking this as many places as there are so many different stories to be told. There are so many areas in which stories can be told. There are people out there who, they want to hear about bartenders, but they don't want to hear about bartenders. They want to hear about bartenders. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do that. That's
Can't
what
wait
we're
to
trying
do that
to pull
tour.
together.
Yeah,
like we're gonna pull all this shit together. And I wanted to shout out the people people of Off the Menu, who are great group of guys from what I've seen. I haven't met them personally yet, but we'll make sure it happens. Yeah, they share a very similar ideal and vision, although their vision of it is a little different, but that's where we come in. Yeah. And I love what they're doing over there, man. Just wanted to shout them out for that in the sense of bringing this industry together. Because, man, if you bartend in Australia, Greece, or fucking Malaysia, Canada, or the US, if you go to another place and go to a bar, you're still looking for the same thing. And even if there's a language barrier, if there's a way to cross a language barrier, it's still in the profession and share. Because bartending, serving, taking care of guests is universal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's absolutely universal language.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you go. You could go to Canada, Mexico, Argentina, India. If you order a penicillin, you're going to know what a penicillin is. Well, depending.
They should, depending on the venue. Yes, absolutely.
One of my
when you
favorite
order
cocktails.
like a classic cocktail and you go around the world, like something that's always known, they're going to know. So it's a very universal, like, bondage of travelers, bondage of people and cultures. Like, and even too, like when I was in China, I didn't drink any liquor because that's a whole nother story for a whole nother podcast. Right. But you sit down and you drink a beer or you drink a cocktail and like you learn about the culture. You learn why maybe they ordered that cocktail. Why did they order this beer? Why are their beers only coming in 1 liters? And you sit down and you get to learn
1 liter
about the people. Yeah. The Tsingtaos came in 1 liters in China. Like you couldn't order anything smaller.
With that.
Wow.
I didn't know I was Chinese this whole time.
It was like $1.50 American. I fucking love China.
Shit.
China's great. Like I'm 6 foot. Everybody around you is like 5'6", and they're all looking at you like
my people. I'm not 5'6", but I'm in between y'all. Like, I'm right there with you. I'm middle to someone 5'6". I'm middle management. I'm not tall enough to be up there with everybody else, but I also understand. I'm middle management. I know what you're going through, but I know I can't punch through that glass ceiling because I can't reach it.
Word.
I gotta stay down here with you.
Still smoke you though.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, man.
But I mean, the next thing I was going to go into after being like cultural, yeah, I saw a black person in China when I was like working there, and I was like, holy shit, someone who's an Asian or white. Oh my God, how are you? How are you? And then they started speaking Swedish to me, and I'm like,
yeah, it's a mind fuck.
Bigger than you think.
Damn it! Where's another English speaker?
I didn't get one of the good ones.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't get one of those Alabama folks.
Needed me an American black. Got one of those international versions.
I think I broke Jeffrey.
Oh my God. No, that shit was out of line. One of the good ones. I'll be goddamn. Anyway, this fucking guy, literally piggybacking on the Sweden aspect, they also sell beers. Yeah. You hold on to that. They sell beers.
You laugh your ass off, Renato. You stop your ass and laugh. Jeffrey's speaking right now, sir.
I said it, but I still needed to say it.
But I heard you say it, but I saw him do it. Like, damn, I ain't get a good one. Oh, no, Ryan, no. I'm mad at him for some shit you said. I'm like, wait, you don't say that, so you don't get ideas.
I said it clandestine, and he just said it straight out.
It feels like I just showed everyone what white guilt really looks like.
In real time. Jesus. I made it up in my head.
Oh, shit, the black man's angry at
me. I'm like, why did you say that?
The thing I didn't even say.
Oh, I always feel white guilt. That's why I always take a ride with my black friends when they're driving. So in case any shit happens, I'm like, golly gee whiz, officer, can you go down the road?
Oh, man. We have...
Sir, they're with me.
Rail.
I just pull out and my card just says white on it.
Oh, God. Or that episode of Family Guy where he just holds up a color wheel next to your face.
Exactly, that's it. Like, I understood what my white privilege was at a young age.
If it's a Tesla, you can easily switch seats.
Oh, my God.
You don't look like Tyrone. Look, officer.
Sir, Tyrone is a South African name.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh,
I was adopted by a black family.
Pocket of Africa where you're like, yeah, I'm from Africa. Say something.
Just South Africa.
Say something. Say something.
Shout out to South Africa.
Shout out to South Africa.
Which nobody ever shoots out.
Right now, but you're great.
Yeah.
Please don't bug me in the middle of the night. Okay.
Let's bring it back to our Landcrafted Vermont.
So our Landcrafted Vermont, now we're going to do the Barr Hill Tomcat Gin, which is a barrel rested gin. So it does it in the Old Tom style, which if any of our listeners do not know, Old Tom is a 19th century style of gin creation that got created because gin was considered illegal in London at that time because gin thought, London was not productive and everything like that. So the government outlawed gin because it was making all of their citizens drunk and tipsy, like they couldn't perform.
As it should.
As it should. So when they outlawed it, this man created a new type of gin called Old Tom, which was a sweeter style of gin, but he named it Old Tom because he had a cat that everybody loved named Old Tom. So, whenever London people needed their new gin, air quotes, sorry, they would look for the shop sign hanging above a door that had the picture of Old Tom the cat.
Brilliant.
And that's where Old Tom Gin came from. So, the Tomcat Gin from Barr Hill, which is our barrel rested gin, rested for 6 to 9 months in New American Oak, light char, so you get a nice soft vanilla bourbon to it instead of that super toasty char, which some people might like. That's what we named it after.
Well done.
Awesome.
Oh, by the way,
I just wanted to say, go ahead.
Every single bodega I've been to in New York has had a cat. It's like,
oh yeah, the bodega cat, buddy.
It's like old Tomas.
Cheese and you get your bodega cat.
Oh man, you know, bacon and cheese, salt and pepper ketchup. I got you. Okay.
Salt and pepper ketchup. Yeah. It's just bacon and cheese, jalapeno on the side.
Ooh.
Jalapeno on the side.
This guy knows his way around the bacon and cheese.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. Born and raised in fucking New York. Yeah, fucking forget about it, baby.
Oh no.
I don't know what just happened. I'm just gonna drink my gin.
We just had to.
Actually, if you come up to my region of New York, you go to Rochester.
Oh.
You go to fucking Rochester and you get a garbage plate at Nick Tahoe's. We're almost like Bostonians.
No way.
Except we want to like mow our lawn while we pack our boxes and like walk our dogs.
I don't know. 4 of the words you just...
Yeah, those all sounded
Shit,
white.
I've been so removed from Rochester, I don't know 4 of the words I said.
That shit is mad funny. Oh, man. Oh, I miss it.
Jesus, man. I had a thing, and it was so long ago.
I had a thing, too, but then I lost on my train of thought. It was so good, but I was like, fuck.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So how long have you been a rep? Let's actually talk about some rep things before we close this out. We're not closing it out right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're getting to it because we've had so many fun tangents that our viewers will love.
Yep, and we
have to get to the educational part.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been on the supplier side for about 3 years now. Yep. So I worked with a little mom and pop called Costa Elion. It's a delicious vodka. Shout out Costa Elion. Olive distilled vodka from Greece. It's very fantastic, but I just moved on my own accord, and now I'm working with Barr Hill Gin, and it's fun. Like the supplier side is fun, and to go with this podcast with like bartenders and the industry perspective, since I started in the entire 3-tier system at the bottom level. Like I did bar back, I did bartending, bar lead, bar manager. Then I went to the supplier side with chains. And now here I am getting to see every single level of it. It's very nice to be a supplier and know how you guys work. Because I know how I used to work. Like when I used to work at my bar and a supplier would come in, we'd walk back and be like, hey, Mei Lee, there's someone here for you. And they're like, I'm not here. Because they knew it was a supplier. Yeah. So that's been fun because I know that aspect. So when I come in and they're like, oh, she's in a meeting, I'm like, is she really? Or can you give me the email that I need? And they're like, she'll be done in like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay. And then I give them a couple free shots. I give them a couple free like apparel samples. And then like, I'm like, give her the pins.
Yeah.
And then they come
You're letting them know that you're a salesman, not a you are a salesman.
Correct.
That's the way that feels to me because I first got into it and see reps come in at the place. Didn't get to know. Reps were just treated like used car salesmen because they're just like, oh, I'm coming in and I'm just trying to push my product on you. But we never get to taste it. We never get to hear about it. We never get to know about it. We're uneducated. So then we have this energy in our own minds when a rep comes in.
Like, just push them off. Just say,
man, that's the worst. I don't like that at all.
Holy shit, finally. That was my original thought.
There he is.
That was my original thought.
See?
So I like being in the place that I am, being a supplier, but also a bar manager, a bar lead, everything else, like being the rest of the system, that I come into a bar and I can understand the staff. Yeah. So, like, if I walk in and it's at a certain time and they say, hey, we're really busy, X, Y, and Z, everything else, I can say, yes, I understand. Just give me the contact info for you, because the bartender is going to very appreciate that I asked for his situation, and then give me the information for your manager. And if it's a slow day, but like the manager's in a meeting, I then taste the bartender, because tasting the bartender eventually gets back to the manager. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to taste, especially because me personally, I don't rep shitty spirits.
Right.
I'm not going to rep like, no, I won't say it.
Yeah,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I won't rep those below grade things that are like sold for like 6 cases at $6 a bottle. Like, I'm not going to rep that.
Casamigos.
Like, I always rep.
I wasn't saying
Casamigos is way too expensive for what I just said.
But it definitely shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. 818 should not be giving out 5 cases per 1 case sold.
All I know is, whenever I hear from an 818 or a Lobos.
Oh, fuck 818.
I'll call them out too. I'm just saying, all I know is I met a rep from one of those. I'll not narrow it down too much. And then when they were doing the tasting for the team that day, said, "Oh, if you like Casamigos, you'll like us." Ooh, How dare you mention another?
Casamigos at this point.
Yes, but I'm saying, how dare you mention another spirit to quantify your spirit? To say,
that's weird.
If you like them, you'll like us. Oh,
yeah,
so why do you exist?
Exactly.
I don't need
if
you.
you compare yourself, why the fuck are you selling your spirit?
Sure.
You need to come in and be like, okay, if you like these flavor profiles and you like these cocktails,
yes,
you will like what I do. That's why I always come in with a Bee's Knees cocktail, because we're a honey gin. And we have Bee's Knees Week, September 22nd through October 1st.
Mark your fucking calendars.
Mark your calendars. We've got about 400 accounts in southern Los Angeles. Anyways, hopefully shoo baby.
Not the bar manager. But I hope we do it.
But yeah, and these people come in and like, I always taste the bartenders because like they're going to be making the drinks. Even if it's not the bar lead, I always taste the bartender.
By the way, taste the bartender is not as dirty as it sounds.
Thank you. Because I paused on the first one.
The bartender, please.
Yes, please.
Oh.
I support him on
He
this.
said yes.
If you're a 27-year-old Brazilian with a nice booty, please taste the bartender.
I don't care what age you is. Just deep throat the bartender.
They're mature.
Pause.
Anyways.
Nah, don't pause.
I mean, are we doing that
pause.
Phrasing?
Pause.
If we're doing something else, that's fine.
That's where you are in your rotation, where you need to pause at that moment, go ahead. As long as you deep throat the bartender, I'm good.
But anyways, after that,
that's the noise I'll be making if they do it.
My chest. My chest.
Pardon my lawsuit.
But taste. Yes, when you taste the bartenders.
But we taste the bartender.
Which is doing a tasting with the bartender
we
included.
have to say that now. We're tasting the bartenders on the liquor product.
Yeah.
Liquor, I hardly know her.
Neither did the bartender.
This is going to be the longest episode you have.
No, it's not.
Ooh, not by far. Not by far.
So I taste the bartenders.
Yeah.
Because I know the bartenders are going to be making my drinks. It doesn't care if you're the bar manager or the GM. You're not the ones making my drinks. Like, yes, I need your approval, and it's nice if you have my approval, but the people actually slanging their tins and slanging their drinks, that's going to be what I need. So I need you guys to approve.
I don't know what he's thinking. I just know it's just.
There's a smile. We'll get to there later.
He's holding it back. I'm sorry.
So those are the people.
I'm sitting next to my friend in class right now, and I'm like, oh man, shit. What is
Excuse me, you're passing notes during class. Get rid of that. But I need to know that they like the product. Because if they don't like the product, but the GM does, then why the fuck am I selling it in? Yes. The GM might like the product, but if the bartenders don't, my shit's just going to gather dust on the shelf.
It's not helping anybody.
It's not helping anybody. So I need to make sure that the bartenders tasting my shit know, which I also love, me being a bartender, a bar back, a bar lead beforehand. I can like coach them through if they're like new, but if they're like someone like Fernando or Jeffrey, I'm like, hey, this thing is X, Y, and Z, gave the flavor profiles. They're like, oh, 1, 2, 3, here's a cocktail.
Bam.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Bam.
And I'm like, this might need a little sweetness. Add this bitter to it. Add this thing.
That's
and then
magic. Boom. I love that. I love that aspect that you have. One, the fact that you have this already previously lived experience, and now that you're a rep, adds a huge amount of tools to your arsenal. Yeah. And any place that you go into, you're not just giving them product, buy our shit. You're like, I'm gonna leave you with something that you can take with you regardless. Something that you didn't know beforehand, which is amazing.
And I leave like my card, I leave a sample, and I'm like, hey, I used to do craft cocktail competitions. Like, I have a full bar at home. Like, and like most of the time too, if it's a craft cocktail bar, just like Fernando at Shoot You Baby, I'm like, you guys know what you're doing. Like, I'm not going to step in on you and give you all my guides and tell you should do this. You know what you're doing. Just send what you create to me, and then because I own the brand, basically, I will say if it needs a tweak, X, Y, and Z, and you guys know what to tweak. I love being in that area because also so many more bartenders talk to me. If you come in and you're just being like a salesman, like, like, here we go, numbers.
The mustache.
Yeah, I wanted to do a little thinner, but I thought that was too white to do that.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. But when I like work with people who really know what's going on, that's why I like to scout craft cocktail bars, because we all know what's going on. Like, I trust you guys to make something badass, but I'm here if you need help with my product. Because you might know what to do, but if it's a new product, you might need a little bit of help. So I'm like the expert on that, but I still trust you guys on that because I know what they're doing. So like, I like to trust the people that I work with, and that makes my job easier. And yeah, I'm not going to like dive bars one-on-ones where I'm like, hey, buy my like $21.50 a bottle gin so you can make it into something. They're just pouring one-on-ones. All night. Yeah, exactly. They're just a spot that like pours beers and shots all night. Like, I'm not going there because like, you might know how to make a good cocktail, but where you're working, you're not going to make a good cocktail. That's why I like going to places that make a good cocktail.
You're not challenged there.
They're not challenged at all. And like, sometimes I can see the people who want to be challenged, so I'll give them a sample. But I'm like, please don't put it here. It's not going to do well. People are not going to pay $16 for a gin and tonic for a honey gin.
Right.
They want their $8 happy hour gin and tonic with Beefeater or Bombay or
like their PB&J, baby.
Their like regular gin is.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say to that note, I actually had a very short career in cannabis as well, and I feel you with that experience because I have gone in to meet with the office manager or buying managers of establishments like dispensaries who have zero interest because they have every other dude saying, this is going to get you higher. No, this is going to get you higher.
Yeah, they're just standard corporate salespeople. Right. They don't really know the industry.
100%.
Yeah.
And then when I go in, before anything, if just to that note, leaving and I hook up the bud tenders.
Oh,
the bud tenders is exactly
what the fuck is that.
Listen, like they're not making as much as they could be. They do all of the lead work on educating their patients. And when you leave them with something that they can take home, even though they get a discount, whatever it is, I can walk in with I have a pack of like pre-rolls for them just to spread out amongst them. I'm like, please give me your actual raw feedback. Here's my card, and I'm going to be back because your boss is not seeing me today.
I usually walk in and just hand them a $10 bill and be like, really sell me what you think is good, not what needs to be sold in the store.
I love it.
Like,
no, I get it.
The restaurant is like, push the fish because it's going out of date. Like, I
waiting.
don't want that. I don't want you to push
push the fish. It's about to turn.
Love that in a high-end restaurant where they're like, oh, we charge $100 for this plate, but it's a week old and we need you to push it today because it's going bad.
Yeah. Push
it's
the
going
fish. It's
bad.
About to turn.
But we charge $100.
It's about to turn. Yeah.
No,
I fucking love it.
I love the business acumen that you bring to it. It's not just a passion. It's like you want to leave it better than you found it, and I feel like that's a huge component that's missing from like parts of our industry. A lot of people are just over it. They're sad.
I love that you say that too, Jeffrey, because like me too, when I grew up, I didn't get my minor in it, but I was a wilderness education guy.
Nice.
So I grew up in the Adirondack Mountains and I was backpacking.
I just love how white people get to have hobbies.
Dangerous hobbies.
Bro, I don't get to be interested in so many different things.
Fernando, if you were rich, I knew a rich black man that got to do like sailing.
But he was rich, which meant he was middle class white.
But he like kept trying to say that he was like Compton black, and I'm like, no,
he was middle class white. Exactly. He was Compton black with money. Middle class white.
How to sail and hike every day. You are not like middle.
Yeah,
you're not.
That's not natural to us.
No.
You have
walking
different
without
forks
a purpose
for different meals in your house.
Yeah,
no.
You got to get in, and mom actually cooked you a dinner. It wasn't like dino nuggets and whatever you got from the bodega.
Yeah. Whatever
shout
mom
out,
had
shout out
time
Dino
to
Nuggets
cook for you that day.
Then shout out to Dino Nuggets.
Oh my god.
Which is what I had to do a lot of the time too. I was like, what the fuck do I have in my fridge to make? Because mom and dad were working 16
Dino
hours
Nuggets
a
don't
day.
care what race you are.
Oh no, Dino Nuggets do not care what race
Absolutely
you are.
not.
It's just like the standard for poor people.
Yeah, just eat them. Yeah,
Shout out Kid Cuisine.
Yeah.
Kid Cuisine.
Rawr, motherfucker.
Wow.
Like 2-for-1 Lunchables when they were on sale in Spartan Final.
Poor doesn't care what race you are.
No, it doesn't.
And that's one of the things I love about poorness.
Yeah.
The only thing I love about poorness.
It's fucking you over in taxes.
It's the only good thing about poorness is that everyone else who's poor can fucking feel it.
Yeah.
It is the great equalizer.
Poorness is equality. Richness and like overt wealth. That is the divider.
It is, yeah, because like you can meet people, and like I've met so many people in Golden Gopher. Shout out to Golden Gopher.
Yo,
I
fucks with the
Gopher.
I fucks with the Gopher.
Like, I've made so many friends in Golden Gopher. Like I got a man named Jake. Jake, shout out to Jake. Like he wanted to grab a drink with me tonight, but I was busy. But he's like down to grab another drink, and he wants to go to the gun range with me and shoot some guns together. Like
Jake always wants to go to the gun range.
But Jake is a black man too.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
Black man, white name?
Yeah.
Black man, white name.
He wants to
Jake.
shoot a couple people.
Yeah, man.
Goddamn right.
Like I'm glad I'm going with him because he's not going to shoot me, but he might shoot the instructor.
Oh shit.
Fine.
Black
Totally
Jake,
fine.
one of many.
Yo,
But he's great, and like I go
love
to the
that.
Golden Gopher.
Shout out to Black Jake.
Black Jake, baby.
Seriously, man. Shout out to Black Jake.
Sorry, Black Jake. We just killed Black Jeffrey.
Oh my god. Oh man. But please don't kill me because gun range.
Gun range, yeah.
Nah, I won't let him kill you in
But
front
no,
of
it's
me.
so
Holy
great when
shit,
you go
that's
to
Fought
places
too hard
like
to get to
this.
this point. I'm sorry.
And like you are all
Not in front of me. Not in front of me.
You are all on the same like salary range, but you make like such a connection that you want to like hang out and shit like that because you're all like middle class or poor. So like poor, you get a couple benefits, but middle class, you're like, all right, I'm paying 40% of my paycheck to you guys, and like hopefully I can afford whatever we want to do. But it's so nice to see people like that, meet people like that, make new friends, and I like places like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And we know exactly what you mean by people.
Oh damn it.
Oh god, now I gotta leave. Oh shit, I'm gonna get canceled.
I just wanted to make sure that was understood because we had no segue and you just kept going. You powered through it, and I was like, no, he means poor people.
Yeah. Because
I wanted to make sure everyone knew that.
A comedy stand-up, and the you people was supposed to mean Los Angeles people, but it was like an all-black comedy club. So when I said you people, like
That's why you
that
gotta
didn't
read
go
your
well.
room.
Yeah.
Gotta read your room.
I didn't read the room because it was monochromatic, and
Oh Lord.
That's the easiest room to read.
Yeah.
and I read it poorly.
God damn.
Speaking
I
of
know you're
poor.
poor now because you can't read good.
Read poorly. Yeah, read good.
You can't read good.
I will say this too.
I didn't say chapter does what.
Oh my god. Sir, I will say Barr Hill, these absolutely exquisite gins.
Yeah.
Exquisite gins.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, both of them I like them both individually very highly because they're both very smooth, very, just like you said, palatable, wonderful gins. I believe if you are new to gins, I would highly recommend this because it's something that will introduce you softly, and then you can start with what is good and work your way through perhaps some other things.
You mean it
It
will?
has a beautiful. So like
You,
the nose.
You mean it will kill them softly?
with
Yes.
this song? Yes, it will.
Mm-hmm. They sing
Ding
too.
ding ding, baby.
Sorry, I just wanted.
You don't
to
get a
make
double
sure
ding for. You don't get a double ding.
No,
You already
that's
did
not.
that.
No, 'cause you
I interrupted.
reintroduced that.
I
Yeah.
interrupted, so I wasn't looking for a ding.
God damn it, Fernando.
One ding will do. One ding will do.
But yes, Barr Hill Gin, like you'll smell the nose and you will know it's gin. But once you taste it, it is something out of this world. And it'll allow you to appreciate the nose of a gin and be like, okay, I can try other things. They're not going to be better than Barr Hill, but you will still be able to get to taste them. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I implore everyone to on this because when I go out, when I finally do step out, being in the industry, I really the last place I want to be sometimes is on just the other side of the wood. So when I do like to go and explore different cocktails and spirits. Like you like to go to different places and try different things.
I love going to different places.
100%.
Yeah.
If I have enough energy, I'm just like you, Fernando. But if I don't have enough energy, like we said earlier, it's my neighborhood bar.
But it's tried. It's like, all brand new, tried and true. Like those are very cohesive ideas. And when what I like to do is kind of a combination of both. So if I'm going to a regular place and I always get the same thing, I like to try something else. That's a huge thing. I want to take a tour of everything, and I want to honestly pick the brains of the staff where I'm at. It's like, oh, that person's new or doesn't care. Oh, this person really loves it. I have a few more questions, and I like that. One thing I will always hope to never be in this industry is an actual expert. I want to be a permanent student of this, because not only are there constantly new and developing spirits and ideologies and practices, there's also just like you're meeting a brand new person that has digested their information and downloaded their information, and now they're giving you their experience. It's wonderful. That's also why
it's a fun learning experience. I mean, it's like learning about new cultures. You're learning about their new experiences.
Exactly.
Exposure is such a huge thing.
That's what I love about events. That's what I love about events. I've changed up from being brick and mortar to be in events, and it's amazing. It teaches you how to troubleshoot on the spot. You learn about what guests see at a different level. Because where hiding spots are. Where things work. That's always when you go to that place, it's either gonna have what you need or it's not, or then where to go get it. But if you don't bring it, it's not there. So like you get to learn on the fly in an entirely new way, and you also get to add points of service. So like we all add a very unique, spin to what it is that we do. And I absolutely love about it too. I might work with somebody who really is on top of their stuff, or someone that panics as soon as things start to burn down.
You never know.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I want to fucking quit.
Like, I don't even know what weeds are. I'm a model. I bartend on the side. Like, okay, can I have a rum and coke? What's that?
Yo, the people I work with in those like side events who are literally just models or actors, and they're just like, I don't know how to make a classic cocktail or this and that. It's astounding.
Yeah.
Astounding how many people get into this particular. It's the one job I've seen that allows that. Every other profession, if you get into it, you have to be dedicated to it. This particular profession, whether it be the line cook, the chef, the bartender, the server, the bar back, the busser, whoever, no one expects you to do it past today. You can quit tomorrow, and in our industry, no one says, "Oh fuck, quit. They were so good at it." It'd be like, all right, well, whatever they quit for, they got out. Our profession is viewed as a way of making money, but also prison at the same time, and in so many different overlapping perspectives.
Even with supplier side too, like I took over for someone who was really great at the Barr Hill job. She was amazing. Amy Dunkey, you're wonderful. You did great.
Shout out
for
to
Barr
the
Hill.
A-Town all day.
But like I came in, and as much as they missed Amy and they loved her, like I was the replacement for her. So they're like, okay, come in, sell Barr Hill Gin, like do your job. Like they were still
come in and mansplain it.
No, I don't have my leg.
I was gonna say the same thing. As long as your knee is up on something, you're good. Oh man, that's so good. Get out of my head, son. That's great.
And whenever a man puts his foot up, it's like
that's when it's mansplaining.
I'm dropping knowledge on you.
Let me tell you something. It's like, no, please don't. Tell me shit.
You drop your elbows onto your knee.
Oh yeah,
you make it comfortable.
You do the Tim Tebow, and you're like, oh my god, let's go.
No, not the Tebow. I'm saying if the knee is up high, and then you drop down on it, it's like, oh, he's explaining something and he's being cool at the same time.
Oh man,
he's coming down to us,
but
letting us know that he's telling us something we couldn't understand on our own.
I'm putting my eyes, my elbows, and my testicles all in your pan of view.
Yes.
Right here. There you go.
You can see all the things that are important to me.
Yeah.
I need you to understand all the things that are important to me. My eyes, my testicles, And what was the other one you said?
I think my elbows. Like also,
not that important to me.
You know, yeah. Even this industry as a supplier side, like they love people who they are. It's a little more internal with it, but they still are like, hey, sell my product. Do you love the product? Then like go sell it very well. And like I love my team. They're all great people. Like I'm gonna work with our master distiller, and he's an amazing man. Love that man. But like we are like at the lower levels still all replaceable. There we go.
Goddamn right we are.
Yeah. And as wonderful as Amy was, like I'm just the new Amy. So when I go to like different restaurants and bars and they're like, oh, it's not Amy anymore, I'm like, yes, it's me. And they're like, oh, okay, so X, Y, and Z, what are the case breaks? What are this? X? So they're thinking about their business. Like sometimes people are like, oh, I really miss Amy, and then I have to do more work for them to like me and still order. But a lot of times they're just like, oh, you're the new guy. And if I like make enough of an impression, they're not going to like cut us off the menu or whatever it is. Yeah. So
they like Amy, but you were able to help them transition.
Exactly. I'm not like a certain rep for a certain low level wine brand that just, they keep rinsing and repeating their reps. Or like, oh, you're your new Gallo rep. Like when you have a rep in a brand that is as good as this, they still want someone who's good. So that's like the slight difference that I had to fill very big shoes and still be good at my job. But they still refer to me as, oh, you're the Barr Hill Gin person.
Yeah. No, I like that. He's not. I like that you said person.
Ryan.
It had nothing to do with your gender.
Yeah.
It was about your
like
job.
Jeffrey just said, they eventually know, oh, this is Ryan, so they end up loving me.
Right.
And I can bring in my old accounts from my last job, and they're like, oh, we're happy to see Ryan, and we're going to bring in anything that he's selling. But there's a lot of other accounts that are like, oh, you're replacing this person. What can you bring to the table?
What can you do for me?
That she did, or what can you bring to the table that's different from her?
Yeah.
So you gotta like try harder because it's always improving.
And I've always hated that in the sense of what does the person who was here before me have to do now, other than yes, these are the things that you expected out here. About what you expect post me being here. I'm just saying it shouldn't be about what this person provided before. Let me get to know you and find out what type of person you are, what ideologies you have, what are the things that you are passionate about, the things you prioritize, and let me see if maybe it's time for me to change something on. Maybe it's time for me to bring in something different instead of just being, oh, where's Amy?
Yep.
Okay, where you're bringing stuff in, well, what else are you bringing
to the table? Yeah. What are you different about?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Are you bringing potato salad, or are you bringing fucking baked beans?
Let me find out. Like love me, and like because I'm a very talkative person, I'm a very outspoken person, so they're like, well, what are you bringing to the table? And like sometimes they're into hip hop, so I like go into me loving Farside and Wu-Tang, and then boom, there's my order. Sometimes they're outdoorsmen, so I talk about like I scared off a bear for my girlfriend, and like I went backpacking. Boom, they love me. And then like for me personally as a Renaissance man, like that's nice for my job because they expect something different. Like they know Amy's story and they love Amy for her story, but they're like, oh, she had all this. What are you going to make for me that makes me interested in you enough to keep either this deal going or buy in your product?
It has so much less to do with the spirit than it actually does the person. They are buying you.
They are absolutely buying you.
Yeah.
Because I could be selling Jack Daniels, and if I'm not entertaining enough for that person, they'll just either keep their mandated like 2-case order they have to do, or if they love me, they'll buy the Jack bottled and bond. They'll buy the single barrel.
Gentleman
and they'll
Jack.
do like the GJ. Yeah, GJ. Everybody loves GJ. And then they'll bring in like, I don't know, the rye or something else. Like it all depends on the personality at the end of the day.
Fair enough. Yeah, big time.
Yeah. How much time do we have left, Fernando?
I I mean, we could end it at any moment. I had a segue, then I had another segue, then we got here. And
what's your most important segue? Let's go.
I can't remember any of them because everything that you were discussing, he was discussing. I was like everything we were talking about.
Oh shit! We stole Fernando's thunder.
Yeah,
I mean,
everything felt like a natural progression of the conversation, and therefore it felt like there was no way to. Short.
Oh, beautiful. That makes me feel good.
What's a recent takeaway that you have each taken from what you do? Like, what's a segment, a moment, or a moment where you were touched by either a client or like you felt like you made an impact for somebody? Like a good takeaway. I
have one for this immediately. Cool. Because it happened as soon as I fucking woke up. Not as soon as I woke up, but it happened very early in my yesterday. I got a text message from I can't say that they're a regular because they don't even live in Los Angeles. That's another individual. His name Ralph, lives in New York. He's in my phone as Ralph NYC.
Shout out Ralph NYC.
Exactly. But, he put that in there because he was saying, I don't want you to forget who I am based off the fact that you have to interact with people. I'm not going to forget Ralph.
That's great.
You know what I mean? NYC, yeah, like it's so easy to remember you. But they were saying that they had went into my job and I was there. But they heard I would be in a different day this week. It's a day that they're going to be here. Now, the one thing I know about Ralph is that he still lives in NYC. And when he comes to Los Angeles, like one day, maybe max, and he goes back to NYC. He's also in 60, 70.
Does he hit you up every time he comes to LA?
No.
Really?
Not. He'll come into my bar. Sees me. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But I don't work weekdays as much anymore. So the days he would see me, he doesn't see me anymore. And it's one of those things where I was having this conversation with my G days ago, and I was saying to him, there are certain people that I do miss, even though I'm still working. And in some respects, I'm working more than I was months.
Yeah.
But there are still people that I miss because they don't come in on the days I work because they're not here on the day. With Ralph, he's not here on week. And if he is, he's not coming to my job kind of deal. But in his text message, one short text, came in to your job. I heard you're going to be here on Sunday. So I'll try again then. That was it. And I was just, hey, yeah, I'm not there today. I will be there on Sunday. So if you're able to come in, if you're in town, happy to see you. Cool, I'll see you then. And I was just like, here's this person who lives on the other side of the country, damn near halfway across the fucking, who when they come into town, it's not that they have to check me off their list, but if they have time just to come in and say, hey, see how I'm doing, they're going to try to do that to the point where they have my number. Don't give my number out to just anybody.
Right.
This person has a direct line to me, doesn't even use it, but one of the few times they do. I was in town. You know me. I'm not going to be here tomorrow or the day after. We'll be back in a couple of days. And it's on a day that I'd love to see. And I had to, let me confirm immediately. Yes, I am there that day. I will see you.
Let me make sure I have that shift. Like,
it's for me, luckily, where I work right now and where the way we're doing things, I do know what shift I'm working. It is one of my regular shifts, but at the same time, he knew that he needed to make sure it was a shift I was going to work.
Yeah,
let me not just take it off of word from someone else. Let me text a direct source. Are you here on that day? Because if you are, I'm going to come see you. And in my mind, I'm like, I know I work that particular day later than he would normally be there.
Yeah.
I'll come in early.
Communication is also beautiful with that too, because you start forming bonds with those people.
Exactly.
Like the amount of regulars I had when like I started working only weekends when I started only working during the week. And they're like, oh, I usually only come in here during the week because I'm a regular, but I'll come in Thursday, Friday just to see you to get like your drinks or just talk with you at the end of the night. And it's nice shit.
Yeah, very much so.
It's dope, man.
Very much so.
What about you?
What do you mean?
Just a genuine takeaway.
Genuine takeaway from today?
Well, I mean, it doesn't need to be today. Just like
from this profession.
Yeah.
From this profession? I love it. Sometimes I miss like actually bartending for more stories that I get, but being on the supplier side, it's so fun to like meet talented individuals like yourself, and I must meet 20 of them a day, and like start forming those relationships, know who's there regularly, and also being a bartender and a craft cocktail bartender myself. Being able to shoot the shit with them, being able to craft cocktails with them, being able to actually talk about the business instead of being like, this is a gin, it smells like juniper. Boom, I'm done. And they're like, get the fuck out of my bar. Like, who the hell are you? Like, you trying to sell me barefoot? Like, fuck off. Like,
absolutely.
No. So for me, this is like you said in one of your episodes, like, I love this industry. I love it so much. That's why I was a barback, bartender, bar lead. Then I got into chain sales with RNDC, and then I finally got to the supplier sides because like I wanted to get back to the bars because I knew what love I was feeling behind the bars, and I wanted to reciprocate that to the bartenders because I also knew like reps come in, you don't like a lot of reps.
No,
they're annoying, number pushing pieces of shit. And I wanted to be that good rep for people that came in and was like, let's do a shot of Fernet together. Like, yeah, I have this great product. Let's taste it all together, X, Y, and Z. Let's do this shit. But
go ahead and grab that Fernet.
Oh, hey!
Yeah. Because we got to do a closing shot anyway.
We do have to do a closing shot.
I'll pour it while you finish your point.
So, I love this industry so much because it's also just so me. Like, I'm an actor by trade. I have a theater degree, and I just love people.
Oh, man. So many actors on this podcast. Hey, get your glass.
It's almost like the entirety of the bartending world, besides like 2% of it, is all people trying to be actors in LA.
It's almost like you motherfuckers are out of work right now.
Well, I mean, shit.
I mean,
pay your actors like you pay your bartenders, or pay them like you should pay your bartenders.
Exactly,
they earn you your money.
I'm so sick of motherfuckers getting entertained by other motherfuckers, but acting like those motherfuckers don't deserve to get compensated for the entertainment. I'm not pumping your gas.
Yeah,
I'm not pumping your gas. I'm the person helping you get laid because I'm the person you put on while you're trying to get that other person in the fucking mood sometimes.
Oh my God. Like when you had that story about Steve who brought his wife and you knew all about Steve's affairs.
We're going to talk about that later. Just put a pin in that. But I am very, very intrigued about that.
Did you not listen to episode 2?
Oh, no. He came in raw. He's been raw dogging this podcast from day one.
Sounds like Steve is too.
But I love this job.
Yeah.
Okay, like hold for laugh. There it is. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I love that.
Yes,
very much.
But
I love this job. I love it so much. I love people because I also like the reason I left my hometown is because I didn't want to be that same farm boy, white boy who knew nothing about the people around him. I knew there was so many bigger things out there. I wanted to learn about all the people around me. And every single story I have learned from every culture across the world is beautiful. Every person is beautiful. And in my job, I get to go to Mediterranean restaurants, Armenian restaurants, Pakistani restaurants. I get to go to so many different places, like true Italian restaurants. I get to go to like American diners where they have craft cocktails. And I get to learn about so many stories. And like me as a wanderer myself who drove out to LA from New York, wandering and stories are my life. Like one of my closest friends who's a nomad is Egyptian. And like every time I talk to him, it's like 6 months later, he's like, hey bro, I'm still alive. I'm here. My dog that was in the park with you, we're still alive. Do you want some Egyptian tea?
I love that.
I love you, Ryan. I missed you so much. Let's get together, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, Jazz, please. Shout out to Jazz.
Shout out, Jazz.
Yeah, order beautiful custom shirts from Crewneck. That's the only other non-alcohol plug I'm gonna give. Crewneck, CRUNEK.
Send that to me, please.
Yeah.
I'll try to remember to put that there. I make no promises. I have a lot going on. No promises, but I will try my best. Absolutely.
My whole life, as soon as I went to college and like got out of my small town, I'm like, people are important. People's names are important. People's backgrounds are important. Like whenever someone would tell me their name, especially my old friend Quadier, like when he told me his name, I was like, what the fuck is your name? And it was like Quadier, and I'm like, okay, Quadier. How do you spell that? And he like gave me the spelling, and like I knew his name right off the bat because someone's name is important. That's what they give to them. That's what their identity is. Like it's important to them. So doing this job and learning about all those different aspects, learning like maybe someone learned a really fun cocktail in Spain, and that's what they're doing their riff on for this bar. I want to try that. I want to know about it. I want to know how my product can be a part of that culture, how it can help develop in that way, how we can all learn together. So that's why I love this job that much. That's why I've been in the alcohol industry for as long as I have, because it definitely has its downsides.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Fuck yeah, it does. Those 4 a.m. Like nights where you close out, the substances you might do with the other bartenders to just get through a fucking shift.
Shit, you might be doing the other bartenders. They may be the substance that you're doing. Shit.
No, that's the servers.
Yeah.
Not always.
We call that departmental empathy, okay?
Yeah.
Departmental empathy. HR department at a bar.
Yo, we are all in this together.
Vest, baby.
We are all in this together, and I will be in you by myself.
Oh, man.
I mean, we had a very thin bar at one of the bars that I worked at, and there was a very beautiful woman who was also a talented bartender. And like when we had those Friday nights, like when we were going like corner behind, like my ass has never been grabbed so many times in my life.
Yo, as a male,
people too.
As a male,
I can see everybody in this bitch.
We have to let sexual harassment happen to us.
Oh fuck yeah, we do. Yeah,
you just can't be like, oh, I have a girlfriend or a wife or boyfriend, whatever.
It's like, if all right, baby, woman, you just fondled my dick in the middle of a shift. Let it happen.
You just have to.
No means kinda.
Yeah.
I mean,
50 no's and a yes is still a yes.
Thanks, Sean Connery. Yeah. Oh man.
It's like point out on this doll where the server has touched you.
Yeah, the dick right there.
You just dip it in the touching liquid. Everywhere.
All of it.
Absolutely everywhere. Servers have no respect.
But morally, my girlfriend wouldn't like it.
Yeah, servers have no respect.
Oh, God.
They don't.
Oh, no, this was another bartender.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. There's no way she would get behind the bar and like be squeezing behind like a 2-foot radius without grabbing my ass and doing a reach around. Like, no.
She grabbed with the reach around. That sounds like she came up
no, from the side, sir.
Corner.
No, it was a literal reach around.
Dick swinging.
On your right.
Oh, I was going to say Oh, my God. Holy shit. Hey, man, I gave you the cue. Yeah. You knew it was coming.
I told you I was coming.
Sword, because, yes, they were hot as fuck most of the time, but it's also like, I love my wife, so can you stop?
Yeah. Yeah. Or can you at least call her for me and tell her what you plan on doing?
Let's make
Maybe she'll be in on it. I've been trying to talk her into it.
Maybe we might get an agreement. I'm going to tell you right now, I got a Puerto Rican wife, so she's going to say no right off bat.
Not all Puerto Ricans say no.
No, man.
Oh, mine does.
Just say come over. It's movie night.
Oh hell no! She would chop off my dick in one fell swoop.
She's Puerto Rican. She will cut you. I will agree to that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love your position on that shit because all the things. Well, no,
she did not.
No, but I love what you love about this because one. Like from your perspective, it's like you love the value that you bring to this, and there's always a new lesson, all the time. And from your perspective now, having worked so many encompassing pieces of it. It's like now you're very well rounded, and it's cool. Like we play a very dangerous game. Like we do. It's not for the faint of heart. All the time. Like not only is the energetic output when you're actually on and in front of people, that's huge. And then the prep, the breakdown, and then your own self to balance. But like what I like is how this career, this path has checked me hard in several columns. From like from hooking up with people you work with to you really have to know your shit, because people come in, they're not just like, oh my God, what's this? No, like some people come in like, I need to have XYZ. Can you tell me what region is this from? What's in this? I mean, people have allergies and stuff to what you do too. Yep. So like being willing enough.
Every alcohol is gluten-free once you distill it, unless you're a celiac. So gluten-free is a fucking sham on every single alcohol. Yeah. I just want to say
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Every single alcohol is gluten-free after distilling.
And also Google is free as shit. Okay. But I would say a major takeaway from this is,
hey Google.
Yeah. Can you fuck off, please? I love that I've really had to take a step back, because I'm working around some people that are some heavy hitters, and I'm like, oh wow, I don't know shit. And my takeaway is something I literally take every day. Like somebody teaches me something new every day.
Well, I mean, Jeffrey, the only way you get better is by playing people that are better than you.
Yeah,
that's 100%. What my dad always taught me. That's how I've gotten better.
100%. Just like it's the same concept too about being around people that are stars at what they do. Just like you said, same concept with like, keep people around you that are starting a business and growing themselves and working on themselves. That's how I am. I will say, there are some people that talk like that don't know shit behind the bar.
Oh fuck yeah! I've run into those
wild.
Ones.
It is wild.
Absolutely.
I will flat out tell you, I don't know. Explain that.
I've embarrassed the fuck out of people who have done that to me.
It's like, no. My brother, you worked for a tiki bar in the Florida Keys, and it was called Keith's. That's it. Like, and also your martinis came in plastic cups, so I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like, I really fucking don't.
There was one bartender who thought he was fucking hot shit who came into my bar one time. I was like, can I have a Harvey Wallbanger? And I'm like, what? He's like, I was just over at Islands, and he brought like 2 girls in. I'm like, so you work at Islands and you think a Harvey Wallbanger is a craft drink? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, no.
Yeah, the hierarchy is some real shit. I love it.
Yeah, and they think they're hot shit when they order something that's like bullshit that no one has ordered since 1962.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Oh, you don't have those ingredients? Like,
yeah, no one does.
Orders that
Galliano because no one fucking orders it anymore. Like
every bar that has Galliano has the first bottle they ever ordered.
Exactly.
And the dust isn't even dry.
It's a 375, not even a 750.
I was gonna say
yes.
Yo, and the dust isn't even. It's not even dry anymore. You can't just blow it off. You have to wipe it off.
That's a part of the bottle.
Every single time. Yeah. I gotta take like a bottle rag and like wipe it off if someone orders some dumb shit with Galliano.
And by the way, the dust is sticky because it's behind the bottles that get
used.
Vanilla
liqueur that like trailed off because no one who poured it knew how to pour it.
That shit is a wax candle at this point, man.
It's
Fuck
disgusting. That's all it is. It's just disgusting. Bottom line.
Just a Harvey Wallbanger.
Rather have a shot of Malort than have a shot of Galliano.
Here's your rum and coke, dude. Keep it fucking pushing.
I will
rum
not.
And shit.
I will not have a until Chicago. That's my.
Oof. You'll still hate it when you're in Chicago.
Oh, I know, but at least I'll hate it in Chicago, like a Chicagan.
Yeah.
And then you have to go have Luminoli's
a what?
Pizza.
A Chicagan?
That's what I call them. I don't care what they call themselves.
Chicagoan.
You're Chicagan. Chicagan.
Chicagan?
Chicagan.
No.
Chicagonos.
Jigga what?
Jigga what?
Chicago. All right, gentlemen.
This has been a pleasure.
To the dreams that keep us breathing and the breaths that we take
keep us
to
feeding.
Keep those dreams alive.
Cheers to them breasts.
See y'all later.
Cheers, guys.
This is a lovely spread.